Today we're going to be looking at the changes to Phantasmal Blades that happened in the recent hotfix. Specifically, Frenetic Throw is gone. Instead, Phantasmal Blades now will just, on its own without the transmuter, is the spammable blades. And the transmuter now turns it into like a sort of heavy cooldown. Oh, caught on the wall. It turns it into like a more bomby, on cooldown, big single attack rather than the spammy attack that Frenetic Throw was. And they did this change because, let's face it, no one was using just the straight Phantasmal Blades before. Everyone was using Frenetic Throw, and now it's just switched to Focus Throw. So Phantasmal Blades on its own now is the quick knife throw, and Focus Throw is gonna be a single 3-second skill recharge, which isn't that bad. More big bomby attack, and it looks like now it changes the vitality damage of the ability into chaos damage, and the vitality damage is on Heartseeker. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if anyone actually figures out a build for Focus Throw. But I think for the most part, things are going to stick with the Frenetic Throw side of things. And I can go over my build real quick. This is my old playthrough character. And if anyone's watching the in-depth playthrough, I used this through most of that before switching over to my Aether guy. But the build is basically you max... Well, now at level 50, you can max Phantasmal Blades, Heartseeker, and Nether Edge. Before, I just had 1 point in Nether Edge because it really wasn't that important to the build. But because my guy is very based on cold damage, they actually took the cold damage out of Heartseeker and Phantasmal Blades, and it's all on Nether Edge now. So it's kind of technically weaker, but this build is still broken as all hell. I mean, it's such an easy thing to make. Like, I have him going into Arcanist, but you don't even need to go to Arcanist. You can just stay in the Nightblade and just get to level 32 and just max a few things, and this guy's ridiculously powerful. I put some points in Pneumatic Burst mostly to get the total speed up, but it also works as a heal. Now this is another transmuter that I don't see why you wouldn't ever want to use it. It does require you to dual wield, but that's not a huge disadvantage, honestly. But it just gives you a good chunk of health regen. I mean, it does. It's just like, why not? And then I have 1 point in Shadow Dance, and I do have 1 point in Elemental Awakening, mostly to take advantage of my shoulders, which have that single +1 to Elemental Awakening. 1 point in Veil of Shadow, 1 point in Night's Chill, 1 point in Phantasmal Armor, 1 point in Anatomy of Murder, and I believe it's 5 points into Merciless Repertoire. On the Arcana side of things, 1 point in all 3 of the Escandras, 1 point in the Mirror, 1 point in Electras, and Absolute Zero, and then I put a lot of points in Inner Focus. 1 point in Arcane Will, and I did cap out Mental Alacrity, though I don't actually know if casting speed really affects... Well, maybe it does. This might be attack speed that affects those, but I'd have to sit there and, like, test it, and I don't want to. Anyways, gear, we've got Cold Snap with a Cold Stone, and Spirit Crusher, which is a new epic you have access to. I threw, I just realized I could put Blood Drinker on there if I wanted to. It's a new epic that we have access to that's vitality damage based, and because of Heartseeker giving us vitality damage, I figured it'd make a good weapon addition, because now we can go for Chaos, Cold, and Vitality damage as our damage types. And as you can see, I've got a good chunk of Vitality damage, really good chunk of Cold damage. So yeah, I'm using Spirit Crusher. I am gonna try to pull in some Chaos damage things as well because of Nether Edge and its Chaos damage, but I don't have a lot right now. I mean, I'm only at plus 70% with that little bit in there. I think it mostly comes from my Spellbinder's Grip and my my chest piece, which is a Rhyme Frost Gilded Vestment of the Harbinger. The pants are Soul Skill leg wraps. The belt is a new belt. It's the Cord of the Ancestor. It has cold and vitality. Pretty much lines up perfectly for this. Adept Greaves of the Kings. I kind of want to replace these with an epic. I just don't know which one. Or even better green boots. Mostly because they look bad. Cutthroat Ranger's Badge is another thing I'm probably going to replace soon. And then Death Ward. Do I still have a yeesh? I still have a yellow ring. That's kind of amazing. Death's Ward, Chaos Vitality. Or I mean Cold Vitality. I actually... Do I even have augments on? I don't even have augments on a lot of these things. Band of Black Ice is a cold ring for Electras. I have that crappy yellow ring. Yeah, I don't even have like the best gear on this guy yet. And it's like he just wrecks everything because the ability is just way too damn good. Because the thing you got to remember is this blade, the Phantasmal Blades, have a lifesteal on them, which means, or I should say attack damage converted to health, which means that you don't really need anything else. It's like, yeah, even if I get hoarded, I can stop the hoarding, and I can also throw up a shield if I really need it. So it's like this ability is just even I'm not even that well geared. I have missing gear pieces essentially, and it's like this build is great. Like the only disadvantage, if you can call it that, is you'll occasionally get caught on a wall while trying to throw the blades out. Yeah, the changes. I think the changes were absolutely necessary because, I mean, let's face it, no one was using the default Phantasmal Blades. It was like everyone was just using the transmuter on it. So it's like it was just made way too powerful. Oh look, another shaman item. I think I have 2 of these already. That's going to be a fun thing to play with when it comes out. I'm trying to train myself not to click as much because it does happen in a lot of I've noticed in a lot of videos. You'll hear it's very audible compared to what I hear through headphones and my mouse generally being kind of far away from my ear. I mean, but it's like it's sitting next to the microphone more or less. Owie. Yep, bugging out. No pun intended. Absolutely pun intended. Man, these guys actually hurt. Okay. After I go through this whole long thing about how this build is broken, I almost died twice. I guess that's just how it goes.
I can't do that yet.
I did kind of build this guy very glass cannon-y, so it's like he is kind of squishy. That being said, I mean, ow! Okay, Mirror Varaktis, you can go away on this guy anytime. Huh? Oh, that was Defy Death triggering from my amulet. think I'm going to go up to the Aetheral Amalgamation and take that out. I'm really hoping for more possessed mages up here, because I really want to get a really solid ascended vestment, because they just look cool. It's like we got competing Mirvarak teases going on. The level cap being raised to 50 has been amazing. I've gotten so many builds just working. Aether Blaze. Man, I wish I had my Aether guy right now so I could put him in his place. All that damage I just took was from this jerk and his Mirvarak still being up. Oh look, the belt I'm wearing. Wait, no. Yeah. No. Oh, Chains of Anguish is that's an interesting epic. I mean, I've thought about, like, if that's buildable for a ranged character, because it's like 48% total damage, and a slew of other things that are just good. The problem is, it's like 5% of the time you'll get screwed over by something. But I'm thinking, if you were to integrate that with something that has a low proc rate on something that has a lower proc rate for triggering those things, like, I don't know, Albrecht's Aether Ray, that might actually be a solid item to use. Ow. Better than that? Oh, yes. I was hoping I could do that. Some attacks you can actually throw through the gates. Because, for whatever reason, they made that gate attackable through it. Normally what I do is I use Devastation, because I usually come up here with my Aether guy and do this. Yeah, this guy actually, his main upgrade went with the new, with the level cap increase, has been just a stronger Phantasmal Blade. Even, hello, is that ridiculous cold pistol? It is. It's like, hello. Yeah. It actually would be fun to build something with that pistol. Just because, I mean, look at it. But anyways, yeah, this guy's main thing for the level 50 cap increases, he went really far into these two trees, which means, you know, abilities were kind of on the low end. And I had to, like, pull points out of certain things in order to get points into other things. But now it's just, like, things have relaxed a lot. So he can get, like, all three of these maxed out. And have, you know, this maxed out. And this is way at the end of the tree. In addition to having, you know, 1-point wonders everywhere. But the next thing I would increase, I'd probably max out Merciless Repertoire. And then I'd consider Pneumatic Burst, maybe. Or, yeah, even Electra's Flash Freeze, because the duration increases, which brings it closer to the recharge, but also it gets it gets a range increase. So this could become like a freeze the entire battlefield and then, you know, throw daggers at things. Oh, and I'd love to get inner focus built up as well. But yeah, it's a really solid build still, even with the quote-unquote nerfs. I don't actually think it's that bad because it opens up a point. And I'd actually be really interested to see if anyone can get a focused throw build going. I could try it, but I don't know what I'd use otherwise. I think it's more of a thing like, because all the vitality damage on the attack is converted to chaos damage. I'm thinking it would be something along the lines of using it with like a, what's it called? An occultist Nightblade. Witch Hunter. And then you just gear for straight chaos, and then this becomes an additional bomb on whatever you're doing with that character. I mean, I think they want to retool it more, but for now I actually think it's doing pretty well. It feels slightly weaker, but it's extremely slight. It's not even that noticeable, honestly. So I think that's gonna wrap this up. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, I forgot I killed Redden in this one. Damn it. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.